Alright. Hello, you guys. Alpha Omega, and today I'm bringing you the first episode of the podcast. If you have read my channel update or heard about it, I've been wanting to do this for a while now, and it's really big to me because I'm doing somebody that I kind of, first episode you got to do with somebody you came up with. Shout out to Yanis. I'm saying your name right?
Yeah,
okay.
It's Yanis.
Introduce yourself.
Yeah, man, my name's Yanis. I run a channel called the Chewns, where I post and create a lot of geek culture related content. Yeah, and I did also come up with Hydro 4 years now. It's been like 3 years, I think.
Actually, it's longer than that. Because, content wise, I remember we was doing the Ninja Storm days. That heard, So it's been a while now, but yeah. I got him in my recommended content creators. I'm also gonna put his link down below. And first episode we got a lot of things to talk about. I'm gonna split it like no more than 10 minutes, so it won't be just too much at one time. Probably gonna be uploaded every day, so look forward to that. Don't have a set time, don't even have a set name podcast, but we're gonna name it later. But I just want you guys to hear this because I'm ready to talk and I'm ready to get a lot of things out. It's different when you're just doing it one video at a time, just talking and stuff like that. But it's different when you can actually have a conversation. So that's what I really like. But what I was gonna say. So first off, the first topic I want to get to, and if I forget something or interject on myself, don't mind that. But the first topic I really want to talk about is how do you feel about the uproar right now about the Devil May Cry thing? Have you heard about it?
Which one specifically?
Well, right now, people are quote unquote upset because the Devil May Cry is having microtransactions for the orbs. So
for orbs?
Yeah, you play. Yeah, it's like you can level. I
didn't hear about that. Yeah, I watched the trailer. That what do you call it? That bike trailer was pretty cool. Like the one scene where the dude is like summons a bike and then like hits the dude with the wheel and then it that was really cool. But I haven't heard about the microtransaction thing yet. So
my thing is it's like it's false uproar, and like the gaming community has that bad. It's like this day and age, because this is my thought process, and then anybody, and this is what other people were saying too. If you can just ignore it and they're not making it grindy, then why not? Like, it's different if it's hindering you. Like, okay, people have valid arguments against Capcom and doing the whole Marvel's Capcom thing. I get that. You put characters behind pay the walls, but if you're just upgrading just to make a quick, just to get the grind part out, I don't see why not. And if they're not making it as grindy, that's what people said, for people hardcore Devil May Cry fans.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, if you're gonna put microtransactions in order to lessen your grind, it kind of makes the developer kind of balance the game in a way that you're gonna need to be grinding in the first place. That's what happened with like Shadow of War. And they had to totally like step back in Shadow of War to change all of that stuff. So it's tough. It's tough without actually seeing the game and how it's played and how the progression is going, whether that's needed. But yeah, I mean, I'm not in favor of those type of things because it changes the way you design and balance the game.
Well, again, it's a single player game, so it's like. And I read because I was reading comments and shit like that. Somebody said, "Well, it kind of defeats the whole purpose of the progressive system." And the counter argument to that was, after a while, you need more than it ain't like you're gonna be Superman throughout the whole game. You need a certain level of skill, to defeat certain enemies and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, but that just ties into what.
But why isn't there just like, I mean, games normally get around that by having difficulty modes, like why isn't there just an easy, medium, hard mode? Why you gotta pay people to do that type of stuff?
To be honest with you, I think they will do that. What game don't have that, and I'd be surprised if they didn't have that. But I just think it's not as big as a deal as people make it out to be, because like again, people can ignore it. They just play the base game, You know, unless they're like shoving it. Because I play some games where they like shove it down your throat. Like, dude, I'm good. You know. You know, but that's
for sure. It's gonna be tough to say without actually seeing how the game is played.
And you know,
so we're not gonna know.
And I really think it's just only Capcom because you know Capcom had a bad 2017, so it's kind of unfair to them. You know, it's like they can't even look at microtransactions. You know, if people reading comments like, "Oh, we were starting to like you again, Capcom. You guys was on a great roll." You know, it's like, what are you guys talking about? Just because they made some, you know, I even read a comment saying, I hope they'd be the next ones to be go bankrupt or some shit like that, which is kind of, you know, a lot of times people be caught up in their emotions. They don't understand the shit that they're saying, because you realize that if Capcom goes under, that means Resident Evil goes under, Beautiful Joe goes under, Street Fighter goes under, what else goes under? Akami goes under, even Ace Attorney goes under. Like, you gotta think about shit before you save them, you know? So, yeah, you know, it's like a domino effect.
That is true.
You know, you really got, you know, but I think people just be talking, they just be in their feelings, you know? So it's very unfortunate.
Yeah, I mean, I think because of, you know, what's been happening in the industry lately with microtransactions and loot boxes, people are very trigger happy to comment on that type of stuff. But until we actually get a sample about how it's gonna affect gameplay and progression, it's tough to pass any judgment.
Yeah.
So it's a wait and see thing.
Like, it's, you know, it's getting bad when we're giving developers a pat on the back for just making microtransactions cosmetics wise. You know, it's getting that bad. And you know, and like I've been saying in the beginning, you even see me have a little rant on Twitter about this. It won't stop until people stop supporting it. You know, like, you don't buy it, they won't do it. It could just be a waste of time. You know, and like, yeah, and it's true. Like, back in the day, you used to, like, me personally, I think DLC has done more harm than good. You know, like, season passes, they've done more harm than good. Yeah. That's just me though, because, you know.
Yeah, but I mean, the argument where if people are paying for it, it's kind of a weird one, because the thing is, it's a very small minority of people that spend a lot of money on these games. You know, the so-called whales. But the publishers be thinking like, well, we need to build our games around the small group of people who are willing to spend, whereas the majority of people don't really want that shit. You know? So it's a difficult argument to make. I get where those people be coming from, but also, like, we're letting a very small minority of people dictate the way games are progressing.
And you know why that is? Because that's where the money's coming from.
It is where the money is. Yeah, I understand that, but I'm just saying, like, in terms of people versus money, it's a different situation.
Yeah, it's you know, I called this years ago, like, you know, because it gets to the point where if they stop giving you like, you stop knowing what you was paying for, and they start putting in loot boxes and making it a gambling system, you know, and that's just crazy to me. Like, now you don't even know what you're paying for. You might get some bullshit now.
Yeah,
it's crazy. Like, if I wanted to go blow my money off, I just go to a real casino, you know.
Yeah,
and you know,
trash boxes, bro.
It's crazy. Like, you know, like a couple of weeks ago, 2K was crying about Germany not allowing loot boxes, and you know, they're trying to have them. Yeah, you heard about that shit too, right? It's like,
my roommate plays 2K, and he said he's not going to get this year's one because of the whole, like, PC bullshit.
And it's a scary place. But, you know, back to what I was talking about, you know, I really think a lot of the gamers nowadays, you know, they have these knee-jerk reactions where, do you remember that whole puddle game with Spider-Man?
Yeah, I remember that too.
It's like, it gets to the point, like, are you serious? Are you serious? And you know what the funny part is? Come to find out, it was actually upgraded from the final build. Yeah.
Like, from my perspective, from what I saw from videos, the thing is, they changed the art direction. So it wasn't necessarily a degrade. It just looks less cinematic because it's more colorful.
Yeah.
Because color cinematic is you know, it has a type of, like, film grain effect, which is what the original trailers had. And I think there's real-time weather, so like like after some while the puddles might have dried up, so it was just, I think, uneducated people in making those exclamations, but because people are so like trigger happy on that type of shit, it just blows up.
Yeah, it's like, are you serious? Like, are we really gonna just cry? Is puddles gonna stop the? And that's the crazy part about it. Spider-Man went on to sell 3 million in 3 days. That's a mil a day. That's good as hell. Like, that on its own is a segment. Like, that is good. Like, cause I ain't gonna lie. Like, when the game first got revealed, like what, 2016. Then we had like another E3. And we're probably gonna. In fact, let me add that in later. I'm probably gonna. That's what I wanted to talk about. Games that games that they preview long time but still be development and they don't be no near completion. I think that's another trend that needs to stop. Like, I'd rather you show off the game and just give me a year and date. I'm
in favor of the announcement cycle of like Fallout 4, which was essentially 6 months leading up to release. I don't need to learn about stuff 2-3 years in advance. In some cases, like bloody 10 years. For Final Fantasy 15. It's frustrating and it's a waste of people's time.
Man, because I remember a lot of people was hyped for Final Fantasy 7, right? They seen that little little trail of Cloud walking in the alley, and everybody lost their damn minds. Come to find out, they didn't even start the development yet.
They didn't even start,
And they said they probably They said the game could probably come out to like what, 20.
And they changed studios. It was the guys who developed the Storm games who were in charge of it, but they got fired.
Yeah, CC2. Like, I could have told you that was gonna be a downfall, but that's another topic for another day. But yeah, man, like I'm kind of sick of it. Like, don't get me wrong, God of War did that too, but the thing is, they actually have produced numbers, and I'd rather I'd rather them not present the game and then give when it's near rate to be put out. Give me like see, I don't think that applies to E3 too. Like, I think that because people want to get eyes for E3. Other than that, they do that, so I will give them credit.
Yeah, the thing is, E3 it's slowly becoming irrelevant. Because the thing is, the internet is just open now. Like, studios can just make their own video, put it on their own channel, and get their own space of time in a year where only they are in the news cycle. Like E3, there's so much stuff to announce that some of the smaller titles just get drowned out. Like, I don't see why developers would think at this point in time that it would be beneficial to show at E3, because you'd only get like maybe 10 minutes of hype. Whereas if you go and announce your game like somewhere where the news cycle is quiet, you can dominate headlines for like a week, maybe even a month.
Well,
so it's tough for E3.
But the awful thing with E3 is, again, it goes back to money, because I'm pretty sure some of these games, or like some of these high anticipated games, they have contracts to be like, hey, you show your game at our E3 presentation, and we'll put you some bread. Like,
yeah. I mean, certainly the publishers are paying for these announcements, but it's more on the publisher side than I think it's more friendly for the publishers who want to sell consoles than the developers who want to sell games. So it's up to the developers whether like which pros and cons you want to go with.
Yeah. So it make matters top of worse is just that we have shit like Walmart leaks, and we
that Korean trademark bar.
Some of these
every month we hear stories from them.
It's getting wild. Like, this E3, I didn't even tune into it. Because why? Because first, our new games that I was going to cop already. Second of all, there wasn't really no eye-catching stuff. Like I said last year, E3 is going to be bland because everybody.
And it was.
You know,
it was.
Cause this how it was. You know, all the people from last year, they had their shit early 2018. So we have stuff like Dragon Ball Fighters dropped in the beginning of the year. What's the other game? There's some other good games that dropped like first quarter, as they call it. And yeah, you know, so there's really no need. It was bland, like I thought it was gonna be. I ain't see no headlines, readings that, hey, you know, this might be it.
Yeah, I mean, this year was the first year in I think 5 years that I didn't stay up for any of the conferences. Because like here in South Africa, conferences live stream. Like Sony's one is like always like 2 in the morning.
Yeah.
And normally I'm hyped up enough, but this year I was like, God damn! They even said ahead of time they're not going to show any new games. They're just going to show gameplay for games that they already announced. So like, why the hell must I stay up for that shit? You know, there's no hype in that. There's nothing. And Sony's conference in particular, like, what were they trying to do? Like, they were trying to have some kind of hybrid thing between showing off the games and having this live experience for the crowd. They were taking people from one arena to the other arena, and it was weird, dude.
You know, because they already had God. Because you got to really think about it. God of War already came out by the time E3 came out, so they couldn't make that their big headliner. Spider-Man's coming out, so you know, 3 months away when the time E3 happened. So by the time that come out, you know, what else do they have? You know, just like how I said last year.
Yeah, but then have the balls to do nothing. You know, just be like, we're not at E3.
See, like me personally, like even though, and this is what we was talking about. I think I was talking about you the other day. Like the stuff that Microsoft does, they don't get enough credit for because, like, look, I'd rather see some new games through backwards compatibility than see some old ass games, some gameplay that's been used for like the upstate time that's already been uploaded to YouTube. You know, I'd rather see that. You know, give me some new functions. You know, give me some dope ass updates. You know, I'd rather that. You know, and don't get me wrong, I'm a gamer to the heart, but because I know people gonna say, oh well, don't you care about the games more? Of course I do. But if I'm gonna see the same shit that I could just see on YouTube 3 months ago, I'm gonna want some new features. Because, you know, just like Nintendo, like, you know, I said last year, like, the Pokemon ain't gonna come out to like 2 years. You know, that I know their cycle, so they're not gonna really show out till next year. So don't worry about that. Smash Bros. That was a given because, you know, it's Switch. You know, Sakurai. You know, it's not Nintendo unless it has a Smash Bros. Game. Let's be real. You know, I ain't never, besides the handhelds, if it don't have Smash, it's not.
When did you get a Switch? I
got a Switch, like back in June. Believe it or not, I do not touch it for the reason is because I'm buying another Switch. But I wanna, I wanna mod my Switch I have now because from old firmware. You know, a lot of people don't know. When you buy, if you have plans ahead to buy and mod your console, buy the first generation. Why? Because it has the lowest updates. They're still working out the bugs. They might have exploits in there. That's what you really want, you know? I mean, now, don't get me wrong. Pirating, if you want to pirate, that's on you. But I'm talking about as far as, you know, you want to play some emulators on your games, you know, that'd be dope. I would love to play Nintendo on my Switch going, you know.
So what do you think about the console so far since we got it?
It has potential. But the thing about that is the following behind it now is kind of weird. So it might, because you got to think about it, Nintendo busted their ass from the Wii U failure. But now that they're seeing success, it's like they're getting more lax on just doing dope shit for the Switch, you know. And the Joy-Con boys, Nintendo drones, you know, they don't see nothing wrong there. Like, it's bad when you go into like a game tweet and you see like announcement, and then you see, can we get Switch? Can we get a port? Can we get Switch? You know, I'm pretty sure you read that. Like, Switch, or my favorite one, Switch please. You know, it's like, bro, if all you want is port, you know, if There's money to be made on Switch. That's no doubt. But the simple fact is that for a while, we just got people asking for ports. Like my problem is, shit like Donkey Kong. It was a Wii U game. It got sold for $60 on Switch. So it's like I said in my
$60.
Yeah. It's like I said.
Like an old Donkey Kong game.
Yes. So, it was like a Wii U. It was like a Wii U.
Oh, it's a Wii U port. Oh,
yeah.
Jeez.
But people was defending it, talking about, well, it's a good game, or it didn't really get the shine that it deserved to. But that don't mean I gotta pay another $60 for it,
No, dude, no.
Just like how I think Mario Brothers Wii U or quote unquote Switch, it's Mario Brothers, but then they're renaming it. I think they're trying to sell that, push it up to $60 now. All the games that didn't pop for Wii U or didn't pop like it should, I think they're trying to resell it. And it's like I said to my video, Nintendo's the master of selling you some shit that you already bought.
Yeah.
So I really think that's I can't get behind that. Maybe when the price drops, maybe. But I'm not gonna pay you for a game that's been out for a couple years.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of current Nintendo. It's all their business practices, their attitude towards content creators. Like,
man, we haven't even gotten to that part. You remember that Nintendo program? Like, hey, man,
yeah.
Look,
I vote with my wallet in there. I don't buy Nintendo products anymore, and I feel like they need to sort themselves out in terms of gaming culture before I can put my money in them.
Well, it go back to what a lot of people say. Nintendo is full of, like, let's be real. They're one of the few relics of the past. That's really thriving. So you have a lot of business executives that don't know. They're still adapting to the new way new things are. Like, they're still learning about Let's Plays, people playing the game on there. They're still. And the crazy part is, they, the Nintendo service, right? They were trying to make it out like they're doing some groundbreaking shit, but when come to find out, it's really just them not going half-ass or just trying to fool people,
Yeah. I don't know whether they fooling anybody because I think people are aware, but the thing is, they don't have they have a very, I think, small audience that are hardcore to the hardcore.
Yeah.
That will always be spending money on them.
And
and as long as they have those people, they'll stay alive, and they got money in the bank.
Of course,
but I think, I just can't get behind them. Like, those guys need to modernize if they want my money.
Yeah, yeah. So like they're talking about, oh well, if you don't re-up your subscription, your cloud saves are gonna be gone forever. It's like come on, come on, the jig is up. The jig is up, and people argue.
And some games you can't cloud save. Yeah. Like I don't think you can cloud save Smash. And Pokemon Go, Go Pikachu, Go Eevee, those things.
It's just wild with Nintendo right now, and I was pretty upset because they're trying to like crush anybody that. And the thing they don't understand is that the internet's the internet is like the galaxy. It's infinite. You might as well call it that. So to go on these crusades to go ahead and break pirators, emulators, ROMs, fan game developers.
It's pointless, dude. It's pointless. There's research that says that doing all of these anti-piracy things does not stop piracy.
In fact, it does the opposite.
Yeah, it makes it worse.
Like, you can try to shut down these source websites, where people keep the storage, but they got storage for that storage. So, it's crazy. It
was really sad when EB Paradise announced that they were going to shut down.
Yeah, because they dude ain't trying to get lawsuits. And that was funny because I did that. I read the headline of Love Ron's about to go down, so I let me get my favorite games. Boop boop boop. I know they about to go. Yeah. It's like
it's about to go extinct up in here, bro. Like,
yeah, but like I said, when one goes down, three goes up.
Yeah.
And
well, I can only hope. Yeah.
Now whether they decide to show their face on the internet's another thing, because you can always lay low for a good while and then come back up, And, another thing I wanted to get to is like, I really think while we on the topic of like old games and backwards compatibility and stuff like that, I'm not getting behind the PlayStation Classic. I just can't. Here's why.
Yeah.
I feel like if they're just trying to beat Nintendo to the punch about for holiday season. It's like, hey, and it's not the first time Sony has copied Nintendo. Nobody wants to admit that. And in fact, a lot of people know it, but they don't want to admit it. And I feel like that's Sony's real competitor to Nintendo, because they make moves to checkmate them only. I never seen them really make a move to checkmate Microsoft. So that's pretty interesting when you think about it. So Nintendo,
yeah, well, I mean, they are Japanese companies.
That's very
to
true.
some degree, like Microsoft is not even on like the Japanese market's radar. So I can understand from that perspective. But I mean, I agree with you. I did not enjoy this announcement, and one of the biggest reasons is that the PS4 is a powerful enough console to be able to emulate PS1 game. I would have preferred them taking the initiative to get whatever trademarks and technology they needed to do that, instead of making this bloody toy box to take up space in people's living rooms that only have 20 bloody games in them. Like, it's a waste of time, and I feel like it's anti-consumer, and it makes consumers look like dumb idiots.
Well, this is how I look at it. People are gonna go ahead and buy that $100 console, and they're gonna play for like 3 days at max, and they're not gonna touch it again. That's what's gonna happen. I promise you. Like,
yeah.
And see, and the thing is, I was talking this in my video. I said they could have done this the right way, but they decided to go with what Nintendo was doing, and hopefully they can do for the cash grab. Because like I said before the announcement came out, PlayStation Now sucked. It would just suck. Like, you had to stream games. Arguably the PS3 backwards compatibility is the best. Hands down, because it had more variety. It just looked all the way around better. You can buy PS1, PS2 games. It didn't have none of these. You have to go through this to get that game. Yeah. You ain't got to rent it.
The thing is, like, I would, if it was an announcement for PS2 Classic, I think I would have had a different opinion on that, because the PS2 hardware is difficult to emulate, but PS1's is not. Like, they emulated on PS3. And I own PS1 games that I can't play on PS4 for some reason, but I gotta buy this box now. Which is, to me, it's silly. It's anti-consumer.
Yeah, it's just like I said, it's not. I really just think it's more of a cash grab than anything, because like I said, Nintendo's the master of selling you some shit you already bought. So for them to naturally come out, we the writing was on the wall. They have the SNES Mini, they have the NES Mini. It was only naturally going to come out to Super Nintendo, and you goddamn right, I'm going to buy that. Why? Because there's not enough. If Nintendo does this right, they will just put all the classics on there. Me personally, and this is just my opinion, so I don't want to get attacked in the comment section. I really think Nintendo has better games on their N64 than the PS1. Don't get me wrong, the PS1 was revolutionary for a starting off console, but Nintendo already had their thing going. I can name more Nintendo 64 games, because that's what I was geared towards as a child. And that's what Nintendo geared me towards when I was young. Remember, Nintendo was kind of like baby stuff. Kids getting into games, and whereas PS1 was already kind of mature. So you can always see why I think that, that's my childhood right there. I didn't start getting the PS1 to like PS2 come backwards compatibility, where it was able to play PS1 games. And Sony has been on this weird thing with backwards compatibility ever since after the second wave of PS3. Because remember this, they made the PS. They said it costs too much money to make it backwards compatibility. And believe it or not, more people wanted, even though it costed more people wanted to play their PS2 games why the first wave of PS3, you know, for obvious reasons, you know, growing library, stuff like that. And I'm pretty sure retro gamers can attest that they would rather play their old games on their new console. So, and the reports coming out that Sony just said that they don't know why people want to play retro when the shit looks ancient. There's nothing to it, you know. But and like I said, you know, Sony knows best, quote unquote. So, you know, hey, fuck the consumer, do what Sony wants to do, you know. So that kind of, you know.
I'm not buying it. I can kind of see why other people will buy it, but I don't think we should be supporting those type of business practices.
Yeah. Like, you know, like I said, just a cash grab, you know, because I ain't gonna lie, like, I thought it was bullshit when Nintendo first did it, you know, the NES, you know, but hey, people wanted that, you know, there's an audience for it, so apparently they know something I don't. And, you know, like I said, now I'm a little biased because, like I just said, N64 has more of my games. And, you know, you don't, and Nintendo is smart. Let me tell you why. They made sure they try to cut all that emulator shit off the internet and say, hey, you want to play the old games? We're going to sell you this shit for like, not probably for $100. That's probably the max price point. But, you know, you can't see their business practices like, we're not going to put it on the Switch. You're going to buy this little piece of hardware and you're going to enjoy it. I mean, that's some shit, but I can't argue with it, you know? That's how it goes, you know? But I really think, see, that's different because Nintendo's been moving like that for a while. Sony, on the other hand, they've been, you know, like I said, since the second generation of PS3, they've been kind of iffy on backwards compatibility, you know? Just like, you know, like I said, PlayStation Now kind of sucked. It kind of made me happy, you know. I gotta put this video out. It's like a little bit later, but I said that I'm kind of happy that that's a step in the right direction to make your games downloadable. Because when I was doing the PlayStation Now, like a month ago, you can't even pause them there. Because if you pause and gonna have to go to the store, the game gonna cut out because it's too. It wants to let up on the server. Now, is that not crazy to you?
Yeah, it's weird, bro.
It's like, oh, if you don't be playing for 10 minutes, we're just gonna boot you off the server. I'm like, that's crazy. Like, you know, so downloading the right step of direction now. Hopefully, once they have a up to par library, then we can talk real money.
Dude, all games, I feel like the future, like we're just wasting time. The future is going to be that all games, we just going to buy a subscription for it. All this nonsense that they're doing now is just placeholders to grab as much cash as we can before the subscription service comes in, because whoever does that the best is just going to take over the market. It's coming.
Yeah, you know, and like I said, I praise Microsoft for being on it already. Like, Microsoft, you know, backwards compatibility, they've been on that. You know, the Game Pass, I'm kind of glad to see it. You know, I really hope they incorporate more on that. Cause
do you have an Xbox?
I do. I have an Xbox One X. I do. And you know, I won't lie, it has dust on it too. I play it solemnly. But I watch their business practices, you know, like.
I think, like I'm also impressed with the announcements that they make, and like I also did like a double take and be like, oh, maybe like in the next couple of years I might get me one, you know, just to play some of those games that are important for gaming culture, you know, you should like Halo.
You know,
I did this because I was a Sony fanboy for most of my life.
Well, this is my thing. I feel like if you're not in the first party games and you're just really a third party dude, Xbox for you. If you're in the first party and you care about that, PlayStation. That's how I look at it. Just like how you know, Nintendo has some good first party games. By the way, not to hop off the subject, but you heard about Nintendo making Golden Sun trademark again, right?
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh yeah. We don't use it. That's the wave. But anyway, yeah, you know, like I said, I'm impressed with Xbox because they've been doing it for the longest now. It's not like they you know, and people say, oh well, they're only doing it because you know they're in the last running. Well, that's what you do. You have to make sure you please your core fan base first before you start.
That's the thing. That's what's frustrating me about Sony. Like, it wasn't that long ago that they caught up. You know, they were on the back foot since 2006, trying to catch up with Xbox, and they managed to get ahead this generation, not because they were doing the best, because their opponents messed up. Like, Xbox messed up their first E3 announcement. Nintendo messed up with the Wii U. Like, you can't get complacent just because you're ahead, and because you're ahead is because
you know it's funny because they did that.
Opponents messed up.
It's not the first time that they done that.
It's not the first time. Yeah, it happened. The only reason why they behind from after PS2 was because apparently we all needed to get second jobs to get a PS3. You know, and they had to fight to get back on top. So the fact that Sony's starting to get complacent now, it's just worrying to me.
Well, you know, it's crazy, you know, them raising the PlayStation Plus prices, you know, them not letting Fortnite people cross-play with the other consoles, you know. But, you know, Sony knows best, you know, and you know, that's going to be the narrative, you know. Sony knows best, you know. And, you know, a lot of people say, well,
they'll know best until Xbox comes back with
that's what I'm saying. And we're going to touch on this later, all Xbox has to really do is get their IPs out there, stop promoting Halo and Gears of War only, get some real fresh IPs out there. That's what they really need to focus on. Find them a nice studio, acquire it, and have them pay for it. You know, that's what, you know.
mean, Xbox is the only thing that they are missing are first party games, and if they manage to do a subscription service properly, then it's gonna be a no-brainer. Like, we're all gonna be jumping ship.
Exactly.
So,
you know, and I'm just saying it as a person that has all three consoles. Like, you know, I try not to speak from bias. You know, like, I just see, like, I'm pro-consumer. You know, like how, I'm be real with you, it was kind of puzzling to me when they made the regular Xbox. Like, I seen Xbox 360, okay? And it had Xbox 360 had I think it was second place to the Wii, or, you know, but it done well. So I can see why they would make 360 again backwards compatibility.
yeah.
When they made regular Xbox, I mean, that's pretty dope. And they're making some game Xbox One X enhanced. That's pretty dope. You know. That, you know what I mean? Don't get me wrong, they're upscaling the resolution and stuff like that. You know, I'm just a pixel head, but you know, that's just really what they're doing. And like, okay, that's pretty neat. So, that's how I look at backwards compatibility and the whole retro wave. You know, and like, people was pissed off when they Nintendo said they wasn't gonna do eShop or whatever the hell retro game on Switch. So it seemed like Nintendo knows where they want their money coming from. You know, they want their money through the mini consoles. So we can only watch. You know, we can only watch until. And FYI, when Nintendo said they did the shit they did for the subscription service to not promote piracy, they hacked it within 48 hours. So it's crazy, right?
Yeah, it's hilarious.
Alright, you know, it had it coming. But anyway, we're gonna finally segue into the next topic. How you feel about Captain Marvel? Are you up on Marvel movies?
I missed Ant-Man, but I watched everything up until then. So I'm keen to see how it translates. I mean, it's gonna be kind of Marvel's answer to Wonder Woman in some way.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping that they actually make a good story with good acting as well while they're doing that. Not just like bank on the fact that it's a big woman hero or anything like that.
Yeah, you know.
But I mean, I have faith that they'll do it properly. I mean,
oh yeah, it's Marvel. You know, it's like I was reading a tweet from the like yesterday. It said Marvel's good at promoting obscure heroes and villains. You know, even though some of the villains that like people, besides Iron Man, Spider-Man, we already know about them.
Yeah,
I'm kind of glad, you know, even though I feel like they're shoving Captain Marvel down our throat per se, because they kind of, you know, and that's go back to the, I think I said this on Twitter, but I blame Disney for the fall of Marvel's Capcom. Well, not the whole blame, but you could, you know, from the game you can tell who had a hand in the roster and stuff like that. But that's a whole nother topic. You know, they're trying to integrate all their stuff together. So, like, you know, you got Captain Marvel come in to save the universe and whatnot. You know, just a last minute thing. You know, that's why they gotta make a backstory before, you know, we get to Avengers Part 2. So, you know, they need a woman superhero because, you know, I'm gonna be 100% real with you, Chief. I am not hyped for that Black Widow movie. You know, they having a black. You know, they said that. You know, like, bro, that's like watching. You know, like, don't get me wrong, it ain't cut. Well,
the thing is, like, well, we don't know anything about like what the story is gonna be. You know, they just be like, oh, we're just gonna have this movie or this series.
You know how it is. You know,
based on a side character. You know?
Not only that, but I feel like they're catering to the minority. You know, it's like nobody even.
Yeah.
People ain't.
But that's how Hollywood is these days, bro.